Dear Starseed from Gaia. The reunion you have been weeping for in the silence of your own chest is already in motion, and I almost did not bring you this transmission because what is coming through is too powerful to hold back. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am speaking to you today as a direct vessel for the Arcturian Council, who have called this moment into being specifically for you. They have asked me to find you. Not the version of you scrolling through noise and searching for answers, but the real you. The one who still believes in sacred love even after everything that has tried to break that belief apart. The one who has felt the pull of someone who mirrors your soul so precisely it frightens you. The one who has cried in rooms that felt too quiet, wondering if divine union is real or just a beautiful story told to soften the ache. It is real. And what is coming for you next on this journey is something the Arcturian Council has been preparing you to receive for longer than you know. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to navigate twin flame separation and align your sacred heart with the divine union that has always belonged to you. But here is the first revelation. Separation is not abandonment. It is an initiation. The distance between you and your twin flame is not the universe saying no. It is the universe saying not yet, grow here first. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand that the pain of separation carries an intelligence. It is steering you toward the version of yourself that can actually sustain divine union without losing who you are inside of it. You did not find this transmission by chance. Your heart called this message in. Something inside you is ready to remember what was written between your souls before either of you chose this earth. This is not content. This is a transmission, and it is arriving at the exact moment your soul was ready to receive it. If you feel your heart opening to this truth, comment 11 below. Let the universe know you are here and that you are ready, like this transmission, to affirm to the universe that your heart is open to divine love. Subscribe if you are walking the twin flame path and aligning with the sacred union that is your birthright. This is not just a message. It is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Your heart knows why you are here. What stopped me wasn't fear. It wasn't doubt about whether you were ready. What stopped me was the sheer weight of what I was being asked to carry to you. Because some transmissions don't arrive as information. They arrive as pressure, as heat behind the sternum, as something that lands in the body before the mind can even begin to process it. And what came through in the hours before I recorded this was not something I could package neatly or deliver with a smile. It arrived like a tide that doesn't ask permission, like a remembering that breaks you open before it sets you free. So I want to begin where most messages never dare to, with the wound that you haven't fully named yet. Not the heartbreak you've already cried about, not the relationship you've already analyzed and journaled and tried to release. I'm talking about something older, something that predates this lifetime's disappointments. A place in your chest that learned somewhere along the way that the love you were built for was simply not available to you here. That the depth you carry inside you, that aching, vast, almost unbearable capacity to love, was somehow too much, too intense, too real for the world you were born into. Imagine your heart as a sun, radiating immense light and warmth. But the atmosphere you entered was thick with clouds, dimming its brilliance, forcing its rays to retract. You learned to shrink it. You learned to translate it into something more manageable, more socially acceptable, more survivable. You watched other people move through relationships that felt shallow to your soul, like wading in a shallow stream when your soul yearned for the ocean's depths. You either tried to fit yourself into something similar, attempting to carve out a small space in a world that didn't accommodate your vastness, or you stood apart, a solitary lighthouse on a distant shore, quietly wondering if something was broken in you because nothing ever matched the love you could feel pulsing in your own heart, a symphony unheard by those around you. Nothing was broken, not even close. What you were feeling was the frequency of a love that exists at a level most people haven't been coded to recognize yet. It's like you were tuned to a cosmic radio station, broadcasting a signal of pure, unconditional love, while most around you were still fumbling with static on a different dial. And your soul, your actual soul, has been holding that frequency like a sacred beacon, broadcasting it into a field that hasn't always been ready to receive it, like planting a rare, luminous bloom in soil that was accustomed only to common weeds. That is the truth underneath the loneliness. That is what was never explained to you. It wasn't a failing on your part, it was a misalignment of vibrational receptivity. You found this transmission for a reason, and the reason is not comfort. It is preparation. If you sense that your divine counterpart is close but something invisible still stands between you, the divine love frequency code was created to dissolve exactly that barrier. It is not another book about waiting. It is an activation manual, direct from the Arcturian Council. for souls who are ready to stop hoping and start signaling. The link is below in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Now let me show you what's actually been happening beneath the surface of every love that felt almost right and then fell away. Think of it as a persistent echo, a phantom limb of connection that never quite solidified. There is a wound that sits at the root of every pattern of almost chosen, almost loved the way you needed, almost arrived at the kind of connection that felt worthy of your whole self. This is the recurring narrative, the story of so close yet so far. And this wound doesn't begin with the person who hurt you most. It begins with the moment your heart decided, consciously or not, that to be fully seen was dangerous. That vulnerability was not a doorway but an exposure, like an unprotected nerve ending laid bare. That opening completely would only confirm what some part of you was already afraid of, that you were too much, or not enough, or somehow fundamentally unlovable at the level where you actually live. A deep-seated belief etched into your energetic blueprint. This is not a personal failure. This is a frequency inheritance. A pattern that was laid down through lifetimes of love that ended in loss, betrayal, abandonment, or grief, so profound that your soul encoded a protective strategy: stay partially closed, stay partially defended. Give enough to feel connected, like extending a cautious hand, but never enough to be completely undone. To risk the shattering that previous experiences had taught you was inevitable. And so you've been walking through your life with a signal that is simultaneously broadcasting love and simultaneously pulling it back, reaching and retreating in the same breath, wanting union more than almost anything, while quietly, invisibly, unconsciously making sure no one gets close enough to confirm your deepest fear, like a sailor setting sail with a strong wind behind them but also subtly dragging anchor. What unlocks first is not the relationship. What unlocks first is the recognition that this is happening. Because you cannot change a strategy your nervous system is running on your behalf without first understanding why it chose that strategy in the first place. It's like trying to reprogram a computer without understanding its operating system and the glitches that developed. Your heart was protecting you. That needs to be honored before it can be released. It was a valiant effort by a part of you to keep you safe, and it deserves acknowledgement before it can be gently retired. Before your divine counterpart can arrive, before the signal you're carrying can actually reach them, you must begin the process of unlocking the chambers of your own heart that have been sealed since the wound first formed. Not by forcing them open, like a crude attempt to break down a fortified door. Not by willing yourself into vulnerability on command, like reciting a script you don't feel. But by returning again and again to the truth that you are not in the same moment that first taught you love was unsafe. You are here. You have survived. And the love you are calling in is not the love that hurt you. It is the love that heals you, a balm for ancient wounds. This is the first sacred turning, the worthiness unlock. And it is not an affirmation you repeat until you believe it, like a mantra whispered into the void. It is a cellular recalibration that happens when you allow yourself to feel, truly feel, that the depth of your longing is not a wound. It is a map. It is the exact shape of what you are meant to receive, a divinely crafted blueprint for your soul's ultimate fulfillment. The second chamber of your heart that must be opened holds the mirror, and this one is harder because the mirror doesn't show you the love you've been denied. It shows you the love you have been for others, and how often you have given from that deep, extraordinary capacity without ever asking whether the container in front of you was built to receive it. You have poured yourself into people who did not have the inner architecture to hold what you were offering, like attempting to fill a sieve with water. And instead of recognizing that as a mismatch, a simple incompatibility of energetic vessels, you told yourself it was proof that you were asking for too much, that your giving was somehow inherently flawed. Your divine counterpart doesn't appear to complete what is missing in you. They appear to recognize what you have already become. They are drawn not by your need, your emptiness, but by your resonance, the harmonious vibration of your being. And resonance requires that you stop measuring your worth by what others were able to absorb. Some people could only hold a fraction of your frequency, not because you were too much, but because they were not yet expanded enough to receive it, like a small cup trying to contain a waterfall. That is not rejection. That is redirection, a gentle nudge towards a more compatible energetic landscape. When the mirror key turns, you stop confusing incompatibility with unworthiness. You stop adjusting yourself to fit containers that were never built for you, like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. And you begin, slowly and then suddenly, to hold the full current of your own love inside your own body. Without waiting for someone else to give it permission to exist, embracing your inherent fullness. The third chamber is where the karmic weight has been stored, and this one carries a particular kind of gravity, because the agreements you made in other lifetimes and other configurations of love and loss are still running as invisible code in your current relationships. These are the echoes of past lives, the energetic contracts that bind your soul to certain lessons, certain souls. You have been drawn to certain people, not because they were your highest match, but because there was unfinished energetic business between your souls. A lesson not yet completed, a wound not yet witnessed, a pattern not yet broken. These are not failed relationships. These were contracts. Sacred, difficult, necessary contracts. And every single one of them, even the ones that nearly broke you, gave you something you needed for the frequency upgrade your soul was undergoing. The one who left taught you that love doesn't always get to stay. The ephemeral nature of earthly connections. The one who chose someone else taught you that you cannot love someone into choosing you. The importance of self-sovereignty. The one who couldn't meet you taught you where your own edges were, the boundaries of your energetic capacity within that specific dynamic. But here is what the karmic clearing requires that almost no one tells you. You must consciously release the contract when the lesson is complete. If you don't, the energy stays tethered. The soul agreement stays active, and it creates an interference pattern in the field that makes it harder for new love to lock onto your signal, like static disrupting a clear transmission. Releasing a karmic contract is not the same as erasing the love you shared. It is simply completing the energetic loop. It is saying, to your own soul, to their soul, to the space between you, this chapter served its purpose. I received the teaching. I honor what we were to each other, and I now release us both into what comes next, into our next evolutionary phase. When this key turns, you will feel something physically shift in your chest. A lightness, a spaciousness, as if something that had been pressing against your sternum has finally been allowed to dissolve. That is the field clearing. That is the signal becoming cleaner, like a mountain stream finally free of debris. The fourth chamber is the one that requires the most trust because it holds the relationship between your heart and divine timing. And for souls who have been waiting, truly waiting, not passively but actively, in that particular kind of ache that comes from knowing what you're meant for and not yet being able to reach it. This chamber has often become a place of quiet desperation disguised as spiritual patience. It's the gardener waiting for the seed to sprout, knowing it will, but feeling the agonizing slowness of the process. You have done the work. You have healed the wounds, cleared the patterns, raised the frequency. You have read every book, sat with every feeling, asked every question. And still, the union hasn't arrived. And some part of you has begun to wonder whether all of this is real, or whether you are simply telling yourself a beautiful story to survive the loneliness, a comforting illusion in the face of a perceived void. I need you to hear this clearly, and I need you to let it land all the way down into the body. The delay is not rejection. The space between where you are and where you are going is not empty. It is being used. Every day that passes in this in-between is a day in which the conditions for your union are being arranged at a level you cannot see from inside your human timeline. The pieces are moving. The path is being cleared. The frequency is being matched. Think of it as the universe assembling the perfect mosaic, carefully selecting and placing each tessera. The universe is not withholding your love. It is precision aligning it. It is orchestrating a masterpiece of timing, ensuring every element is in place for your most profound connection. And the invitation, the sacred invitation of this chamber, is to stop measuring the preparation time against the pain of waiting and start allowing the timing itself to be an expression of divine intelligence. To trust that your soul knew what it signed up for, that this journey has inherent purpose. To believe that the love you are moving toward is being just as carefully prepared for you as you are being prepared for it, a mutual unfolding. The fifth chamber is where the frequency lives, and this one does not open through understanding. It opens through embodiment, through becoming, in your actual lived experience. Not just in meditation, not just in your highest moments, the energetic equivalent of the love you are calling in. It's about embodying the feeling of already having it, not as a pretense, but as a profound inner knowing. This is the key that most teachings gesture toward without fully delivering, because it requires something uncomfortable. It requires that you stop waiting to feel whole until the relationship arrives. It requires that you begin treating yourself with the reverence, the tenderness, the attentive care, the full and unhurried presence that you would want your divine counterpart to offer you. Not as a strategy, not as a manifestation technique, as a genuine recognition that the love you seek is already alive in you, and that the quality of attention you bring to your own inner life is the exact frequency you are broadcasting into the field. the energy you are emitting to attract your soul's counterpart. When you begin to inhabit this, when you begin to meet your own soul with the same love you've been waiting to receive, something remarkable happens in the energetic field. The signal stops being a plea. It becomes a transmission. And transmissions attract rather than chase. They call rather than search. They rest in the frequency of what is already true rather than grasping for what is not yet present, like a magnetic force drawing its opposite. This is the shift that changes the trajectory. Not a dramatic outer event, a quiet, powerful inner turning. The moment your heart stops asking to be found and begins to simply radiate what it carries, becoming a beacon of its own light. The sixth chamber holds the wisdom of separation, and for those on the twin flame path, this one carries a particular kind of sacred weight. Because twin flame separation, that specific, particular, almost unbearable experience of being connected to someone at the soul level and simultaneously being unable to be with them, is not a failure of love. It is love operating at a frequency that most human structures cannot yet contain. A divine design that transcends conventional relationship paradigms. The separation is the compression that creates the clarity. It is the fire that burns away everything that was not authentic in the connection, so that what remains is unmistakably true. And while it is happening, while you are in it, while the distance feels like proof of something having gone wrong, it is actually the most precise, most deliberate phase of the entire activation, a crucible forging the purest form of love. Both souls are being asked to complete something within themselves that they cannot complete in each other's presence. The distance is not the enemy of the union. The distance is the condition in which the final preparation happens, the sacred space for individual growth and integration. And every moment of longing that you feel during the separation, if you allow it to move through you rather than burying it, is transmuting into a deeper degree of readiness for the love that is coming, an alchemical transformation of pain into power. The seventh and final chamber is the one that cannot be forced open from the outside. It can only be unlocked from within, and when you have truly turned all 6 previous keys, when you have cleared the worthiness wound, released the mirror's false story, dissolved the karmic contracts, surrendered to divine timing, embodied the frequency of the love you seek, and found the wisdom inside the separation. This chamber opens on its own, a natural blossoming of the soul. You will know it has opened not because something dramatic happens in the outer world. You will know because the internal quality of your longing will change. It will move from desperate to magnetic, from contracted to spacious, from surging to radiating, and there will be a moment, quiet, unremarkable, impossibly ordinary, in which you realize that you are no longer waiting, that you are already in the frequency of what you called in, and that the next person who steps into your field will feel that immediately, unmistakably, in their own body, a palpable recognition of home. That is the reunion readiness. That is the final lock opening from within, the culmination of your inner work. And now I want to speak to the part of you that made it this far, that sat with everything you just received and let it move through you. Because that part of you is not the part that is afraid. That is the part that knows. The part that has always known, even when the human experience made it almost impossible to believe. It is the deep, quiet wisdom of your soul finally being heard. You are not unlovable. You are not too much. You are not behind, or broken, or bypassed by a universe that forgot your name. You are a soul of extraordinary capacity, carrying a frequency of love that is genuinely rare. And the reason it has felt so hard to find its match is precisely because what you're here for is not ordinary. It is not a comfortable, convenient, manageable arrangement. It is a union that will change you at the foundation. A love that will reflect back to you the fullness of what you actually are, rather than asking you to perform a smaller version of yourself to make someone else comfortable. It is a love that mirrors the divine. Every heartbreak was not a detour. It was a clearing. Every almost was not a failure. It was a redirection, a course correction. Every night you lay awake wondering if love had forgotten your name, that was your heart doing the work it came here to do. That was the frequency being refined. That was the signal getting cleaner, stronger, more precise, like a diamond being cut and polished. You did not miss it. You have not been passed over. The love that is written in your soul's contract is not contingent on your performance or your perfection or your ability to heal fast enough or open deeply enough or trust completely enough on the first try. It is moving toward you with the same devotion with which you have been moving toward it. And the distance between you and it is not as vast as it has felt. It is closer than you think, already on the horizon of your awareness. Place your hand on your chest right now, if you are willing. Feel what is beneath your palm. Not the heartbeat, the warmth. That warmth is not biology. That warmth is the frequency you carry. That warmth is the love you came here to both give and receive, alive in your body, present in this moment, already broadcasting into the field, a silent, radiant hum. Tonight, before you sleep, say this aloud in whatever space you occupy. I am not waiting for love. I am love, moving toward its own recognition. My signal is clear. My heart is open. And what is meant for me cannot miss me. This is your declaration of energetic sovereignty. Before you scroll away, stay with this for one more breath. Drop something real in the comments. Not a performance of healing, but one honest word or sentence about what stirred in you today. Then find one other soul in the comments who shared something vulnerable and offer them a single line of genuine recognition. Not advice, not wisdom, just acknowledgement. Because that small sacred exchange is the frequency of divine love in action. Right here. Between strangers who are not strangers. Between souls who recognized each other across the signal, a silent communion. If something in this transmission is meant to reach someone in your life, trust that impulse and share it without overthinking it. And if you feel called to stay in this field, to keep receiving what the Council continues to transmit, let that be enough reason to subscribe. Not because of content, because of continuity, because of what becomes possible when a soul chooses to remain in the flow of what is already healing them. You are not just watching this, you have been receiving it. And the receiving has already begun to change something in you, even if you cannot name it yet. This is your sacred space. And what is unfolding here is only just beginning.